Now on Denver 7 News at 7 o'clock on Local 3, startling new images out of Ukraine prompt new calls to investigate war crimes. The message Ukrainian President Zelensky has for Americans.
Protecting the truth in our elections. The rally expected over election fraud at our capital today and why county officials are asking for proof.
Plus, when you get an alert could make a huge difference in an emergency situation. The Metro City considering signing up for a service through FEMA.
A service you don't have to opt into. It's based on your geographic location. That's a big advantage. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Micah Smith. Enjoy more sun and warmer temperatures today because another change is around the corner. Meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo has the first look at your Denver 7 forecast. Lisa.
It is. It's going to be a really pretty day today. Right now we're looking at temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s here on your dog walking forecast by about 9 o'clock. We'll be in the mid to upper 60s later on today. A little mix of sun and clouds, a really pleasant day. The winds are going to pick up just a touch, so a little breezy this afternoon. Upper 60s to near 70 across most of eastern Colorado. We'll see some 40s and 50s in the mountains and 60s out on the western slope. Grand Junction today 68. Now the southern half of the state picking up some rain and snow this morning. We've got snow showers from southwestern Colorado stretching east, and it turns over to rain there across the eastern plains. Here in town we're going to stay dry today, but we could pick up a few showers tomorrow. The bigger story may be the winds. Those winds are really going to start to pick up. The good news is at least higher humidities, Jason, so fire danger won't be as high with that chance for a little bit of rain, but it is going to be windy. We'll talk about that coming up.
And we do have some wet roads up to the mountains. We have some sloppy conditions down to the south and some wet roads obviously down there, but it's here in town that we have big problems. This is I-70 westbound right there at the Coliseum, and you can see that we have a couple lanes. We have two tow trucks in here, and this car has been sitting there for at least 45 minutes, and they could just haul it out of here. Denver police, I'm not sure what they're doing down here, but we have one lane open, barely getting through, and you can see how the traffic jam is tremendous right now. Drive times are awful. An hour registering coming in from Central Park all the way through there. So 270 is the preferred alternate right now. It's moving much better over to I-25 and then south into the city and avoiding I-70 altogether. The other trouble spot is up here to the north, southbound I-25. Yeah, it's an hour and a half drive time from Loveland down to Berthoud. Take a look from the camera up there, and it's hard to see, but we've had only one lane open on the I-25 drive because of a rollover crash, and so using some of the county roads, including 287 down to Berthoud, Highway 56, and then back over to I-25 saves you a bunch of time.
Disturbing new images show just how dire the situation is in Ukraine. Ukrainian officials are accusing Russia of committing war crimes. In Bucha, a suburb northwest of Kyiv, new video shows bodies lying in the street. In fact, some had their hands bound and others were shot at close range. Bucha's mayor says hundreds are buried in a mass grave, and a satellite image shows a 45-foot-long trench near a church, possibly with those bodies inside. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called the images a punch in the gut and says the U.S. is working to document any potential war crimes. Meanwhile, Ukraine's president says the evidence will be considered by the UN Security Council tomorrow. Last night, President Zelensky appealed to all Americans in a video from the Grammys.
Tell the truth about the war on your social networks, on TV. Support us in any way you can, but not silence.
And after Zelensky gave his message, John Legend performed a new song, Free, with Ukrainian musicians, and that included Denver-based Susanna Igladon, who plays the bandura, a Ukrainian folk instrument. We have her story right now on thedenverchannel.com.
Tonight, Aurora leaders will discuss signing up for a new system to warn you of an emergency faster. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta is live with the details. Veronica, this same system was just used for a fast-moving fire near Boulder.
It was. Hundreds of people got that evacuation alert when the NCAR fire started over in Boulder County, and now more cities across the metro are starting to take serious and look into some of those alerts, some of those systems like those that were used in Boulder County. Tonight, Aurora taking a look at a brand new one. So that one is called the Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, or IPAWS for short. It was used for the very first time, again, over a week ago in Boulder County when the NCAR fire sparked. And here's how it works. IPAWS allows trained and authorized staff in the Office of Emergency Management, as well as the 911 Communications Center, to go ahead and trigger an electronic notification to all cell phones in a specific region when there's one of these live safety events happening. These alerts are really similar to those Amber Alerts that we get on our phones today. This alert system, it is special because it doesn't require you to sign up for it. But there is an issue. Because iPause uses those cell phone towers, the messaging, it's much less precise than if you went up and signed up for it. Anyone whose phone pings the relevant towers, they're going to get one of these alerts, even if you're outside of that area that's being impacted. So that's a known issue that officials say, unfortunately, is hard to avoid. Aurora City officials, they plan on discussing this further during a meeting tonight. That's going to be happening at 6:30. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Take a look at your screen. This morning, police are looking for these two missing children. They were last seen with their mother in Wyoming, who does not have custody. Officials believe Alexis Roth is traveling through Colorado with the girls on her way to Texas. She's believed to be driving a 2009 white Dodge van.
Officials are also looking for this Colorado inmate. They say Frank Elliott walked away from the minimum security federal prison in Littleton Sunday morning. He was serving a 6-month sentence for drugs. Also this morning, police in northern Colorado are investigating a deadly crash. Windsor police say a driver of a Jeep hit multiple people Saturday night while driving down Eastman Park, killing one of them. Police haven't said if the driver was arrested or what might have caused the crash.
Tomorrow, there's going to be a rally on the steps of the state capitol for what supporters say will be about protecting truth in our elections. But the officials that safeguard your vote told our Christian Lopez people who are still claiming fraud in 2020 need to come up with some proof.
Yeah, Micah, they're asking them to bring them proof or to stop making these claims against them. And during a press conference yesterday morning, a group of county clerks came together. And in that meeting, they said that they've endured 2 years of false claims from conspiracy theorists. And they highlighted some of the real life impacts that this has had on the community. And among the speakers during this press conference were Republican Weld County Clerk Carly Koppes and Denver County Clerk Paul Lopez, who is a Democrat.
The biggest message is, again, we are putting this demand that they are acting in good faith, that they do come and bring us not just the reports, but everything, all of the data that they analyze, all of the affidavits that they have, anything and everything. Bring it to us, and we will make sure and give it its fair due in an investigation.
And they also told me that they've had to spend thousands of hours answering questions about these claims from the public, but still they're dedicated to making sure that they address these concerns with the community. Live in Denver this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Christian. At the same time, some county clerks are facing accusations of spreading misinformation. The most prominent being Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters, who will be at tomorrow's rally. She's currently facing charges related to tampering with election equipment and the leak of sensitive election information. Despite this, Peters is running for Secretary of State against Jenna Griswold. Colorado's GOP leadership have called on her to end her campaign. The Secretary of State is also investigating Elbert County Clerk Dallas Schroeder after voting system hard drives were copied and distributed.
Taking a look at sports this morning, the Denver Nuggets are coming in hot to the final week of the regular season. They beat the Lakers in LA yesterday, 129-118. Nikola Jokic making his case to be the league's MVP once again. He had a huge performance with 38 points, 18 rebounds, and 6 assists. And the Nuggets have won 4 of their last 5 games with a franchise record 25th win on the road.
This was an important road win. We've been a great road team all season long, and this being our last regular season road game of the season, it was great to get a win.
I think it was a collective, we all collectively played really good today, But hopefully we're gonna even go a step further and we'll be even better.
Know what we have to do to clinch one of those top 6 seeds. We talked about it before the game. Everyone's on the same page. We know what we got to do. And obviously, just late in the year, you want to be playing, obviously good basketball, trending in the right direction, going into the playoffs.
Yeah, 3 games to go, and they're all at home at Ball Arena. The first is tomorrow night against the Spurs. The Nuggets moved up to 5th in the Western Conference standings heading into the playoffs, so they may have to use their powers on the road to win. They are a half game ahead of the Jazz right now.
All right, let's go Nuggets. Now there is a new national champion in women's college basketball. South Carolina cut down the net in Minneapolis. The team beat Connecticut last night 64-49. The Gamecocks dominated from the beginning on offense and defense. Aaliyah Boston, the Women's Player of the Year, finished with 11 points and a team high of 16 rebounds for her 30th double-double of the season, the most in Division I. This is South Carolina's second national championship. Major League Baseball is considering using an electronic communication channel for pitchers and catchers. The league tried what's called the PitchCom system during spring training. The catcher wears a wristband with buttons for calling the pitch and location. There's a receiver in the pitcher's cap and another one in the catcher's helmet. The system will be used at the AA level this summer and could be used in the majors later this year. Very interesting stuff. We're getting a look at new Rockies shortstop Jose Iglesias before Friday's opening day. He has 2 hits and 3 RBIs in yesterday's spring training win against the White Sox. He's been batting .222 with no home runs in spring training so far. It'll be hard for Iglesias to replace all-star Trevor Story, but the Rockies need him to be really good to have any chance of competing.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. This Monday, we're helping you save money the next time you go out to eat. Details on the Dining Out Passbook and how it could make date night a little cheaper.
Also, we'll take an in-depth look at exposing issues with Colorado's towing industry. Why a Denver man is claiming one tow company wrongfully took his car.